What's up, everybody? It's Clarence again, and I don't know what today is, wait. I mean, I know what today is, but why is everybody wearing purple? I just saw it all over the news. Everybody wearing purple, and um, but I think it's whatever it is. I think it has to do with anti-bullying and whatnot. I think it's National Anti-Bullying or LGBTQ Support Day, which I'm all for that. Um, I'm all for the support of the LGBTQ, and I'm all for anti-bullying. Just I just wanted to respond to what Miss Kitse said last night. Back when I was in high school, and even like a few months ago, I was very rude and disrespectful, and I did a lot of unforgivable things. I did a lot of very unforgivable things, and I was so selfish and rude to others, and I was not being a true friend to those who I considered my friends. Um, because a true friend lifts you up when nobody even notices you're down. I actually knew that the other person was down, and I just straight up disrespected them. I did not lift them up at all. I was so rude, and I never looked anyone in the eyes. And what happened like the first month of high school, like freshman year, September 2012, I got in trouble during peer. It was like the first day or first week, something like that, and I was already showing off and being a jerk. And I coughed and said, "Oh, it must be from all the weed I was smoking." I don't do pot. I don't do none of that. I don't do none of that stuff. I was just clowning and just not being awesome like I was supposed to. And I didn't care. I was just selfish. I was a kid who was not grateful for anything he had, and I was very disrespectful and selfish. I was very out of control. I was very disruptive, and I made a lot of people's lives to live in hell, actually. I really wish I could I really wish I could undo all the disrespect that I've given to others. You know, I've given my parents way too many gray hairs, and that bond that I had with a lot of my relatives, that's broken now. Aunt Gloria, Aunt Pat, they don't want nothing to do with me. Neither does Aunt Sandra and her kids. Well, my son's in jail and whatnot. Um, Speaking of jail, like I've been given like way too many breaks, and all that, all the disrespect I've done, like, uh, I should be in like right now, because like the disrespect has mostly been verbal. It's mostly verbal, like mostly bark, no bite, but still very out of control. In fact, it's worse. I believe in a way verbal abuse is worse than physical and mental abuse. Well, I did mentally abuse a lot of but I believe now, I believe like your word can be worse than what you do. It's that really exposes who you are. The verbal abuse, the verbal manipulation. And honestly, I was too embarrassed to come to Rahway after like this whole time because I wasn't as awesome as everybody else. I was so ugly and selfish and rude and disrespectful and so behind in development because how rude I was treating everyone around me. I wish I could, really take that back. Because a lot of these things were said, and everyone around me took it that way. I didn't give any adults or anyone eye contact. I had a lot of friends that trusted me, and I completely betrayed them by running my mouth. I try now to not say everything I think. Hopefully now, I could be like forgiven, but sometimes forgiving is not, access like we're cool, access back into one person's life. Because you made the wrong choice, there's still the consequences is you can't be let back in. And I take full accountability for how rude and disrespectful I used to be to others, especially how I gave my 9th grade, my 10th grade, my 11th grade, my 12th grade, even my elementary and middle school teachers a very hard time, how selfish and ugly I was. I should not have, they worked very hard. And also for me to cut someone off when they're talking instead of just waiting to speak when spoken to, that was selfish and very rude. And I was not raised like that. I really was not raised to be that disrespectful. So I apologize to anyone who I've hurt, anyone I've disrespected. I mean, my cousins don't even want to talk to me. My aunts, my uncles, well, not all of them. That's what happens when you're disrespectful at home, that you don't even see what a problem it is, And I was not raised like that. I just didn't want to be myself. I wanted to copy off those television shows and be rude and selfish. But I've made my mistake. I'm an educated person. I pretended to be ghetto, and I just want to be forgiven for how rude and selfish I was. If it wasn't for the Raleigh community, I'd be like, and for my parents, I'd have no family, basically. Shout out to, before I get out of here, shout out to The Crucible, I think. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, so I'm excited to see The Crucible on October 27th. And I might go to the Thanksgiving game if I'm not busy and if I'm not in New York. Okay, now. Bye.